moved here in '97. I used to live down river a ways. But this area is one of the earliest inhabited areas in the entire continent for at least 10,000 years. The Indians used to live here.
My parents moved me to San Marcos in 1959. We lived downtown near Cheatham Street on the river.
There's no way to describe the feeling of wanting to be by the river or by water.
Nomad Indians, Anasazi, settled here. They're the earliest human beings roaming America. And they were nomads until they found this spring, and they stopped. And it was pristine, it was beautiful, it was non-regulated.
You may want to head to San Marcos this weekend for Float Fest. They're combining music with float.
Drawing in thousands of people, it was in jeopardy after its permit was denied. More than 10,000 people, just 20,000 guests instead of the original 30,000.
Emergency crews work together to try to keep the water safe.
But those living nearby say the event leaves the river in bad shape. Trash on the bottom of the San Marcos River.
Massive amounts of trash in their way.
Noise, traffic, or the trash left behind. The festival says they ask tubers to keep the river clean and make mesh bags available to everyone.
There's two sides to this Float Fest thing, and we're not on either one of them. We're on the river side.
Which is a woman you can't ever understand.
Well, first of all, I think the river can actually handle a lot of people without sustaining much damage if the people are educated right up front about how to behave on the river. So few people know proper river etiquette. When you put 7,000 people on a 2-mile stretch of river, it just wreaks havoc. I mean,
It's crowded, but it's not irresponsible.
if we really wanted to turn this into a learning experience, then every busload should have an orientation talk.
There's a right, there's a wrong.
I'm Tom Goynes, and my wife and I own San Marcos River Retreat here on the San Marcos River.
Weigh out the pros and cons. There's a right, there's a wrong. Weigh you out with the pros and the cons. Oh well, my days are so short.
This river is our property. It belongs to all of us. And I don't think that everybody understands what's happening in the past.
But I admit.
So this is our cleanup from yesterday for one of the 3 sites that we did at Float Fest. But we call it an active cleanup because it's a preventative measure. We make sure people have their trash bags. We get rid of whatever loose trash they have on them, and we snag all the stuff that floats by.
Imagine 12,000 tubers disturbing the river bottom, disturbing the riparian zone. None of that's being addressed. The Eyes, not partnering with the Float Fest, is here today to see if those efforts are being made and whether or not they're efficient and effective.
Pros and cons, there's a right, there's a wrong.
Morning shift, we're going to have probably about 40 people working. An evening shift is going to be about the same. And they're going to be stationed at the Onset State Tubes entrances, making sure everybody has, trash bags attached to their cooler tubes, making sure no big groups are tied together. We're trying to get there. And we're doing everything we can, but we can't control the tubers' actions when they're on the water. All we can do is try to educate.
Courtney!
You know, the creation behind Mermaid Society and the focus on river guardianship comes from a place of wanting to protect and preserve San Marcos in general, and certainly specifically to our river. I don't think that there's probably any chance of the Float Fest not existing. As long as we have a river that is as beautiful as what we have, people will come to enjoy it. There can be a way that recreation and protection of our river can coexist. But I do think it's a perfect time right now to start having these conversations out loud. I think we can find solutions, but we won't know that until we're sitting together having that conversation.
One of the things that drives me, frankly, in Romans 1:20, he said that we can know God just by looking at His creation. Well, I worry nowadays that nobody really looks at the river.
When I first heard of the event actually going down, I honestly felt that, these were some people from outside of the community coming in and dirtying up the river just for a profit and then hightailing out, but since my opinion has changed.
I did my best to convince a man to give me his champagne bottle earlier. I said, just be a champion, just give it over. Like, I know it's like 3/4 full, but I've stepped on glass, my dog stepped on glass, kids step on glass. Just don't bring that here.
The folks that come down in tube, for the most part, anywhere from 60 to 80% are actually quite polite. They appreciate what's going on. They appreciate that people are protecting the river. I think it's just mainly ignorance. They don't understand that it's an issue.
There are many that need to be informed.
I've actually learned that they've invested over $16,000 just in the river cleanup alone.
We went out there to collect trash. We do it every year. And this was the first year we did it with Float Fest, and we're going to do it next year with or without them.
I'm not in the river collecting trash on a daily, weekly basis. We have an amazing community in San Marcos that does that.
Surrender to the sunset, she swallowed me whole into the throes of the Harlequin ocean. I'll go in the swell.
It's I don't know how to explain it in just one or two words, because it's everything that I know as a child. It's home. San Marcos River is home.
She's without fail, without fail, without fail.